Haribol. So again, I think everybody knows who Deena Bhandu is. So we're so happy to have Deena Bhandu here today. I think it's his third or fourth visit to Ireland. And I mean, I can do some introduction, but I think Deena Bhandu is like, he's a legend. He's a legend in ISKCON, and he's a legend in Vrindavan, and he's a legend all around the world. So today he's going to grace us with some of his guitar, so everyone just sit in there and listen and hear and enjoy. And thank you so much, Deena Bhandu, for coming. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Huh?
Wireless microphone or this is good? Wireless microphone or this one?
What is this one?
Wireless is better. Wireless is better.
Okay. You got a funny thing.
This one goes on here.
I know that, but I like to wear them like this.
Yeah.
Put that on your pocket here.
Hare Krishna. So it's a very great ecstasy to be back here in Dublin after a long time. I think we finally decided 2011 was the last time I was here, but that's too long. But actually, last 3 years we haven't been going anywhere. So, anyway, it's a very great pleasure to be here at the lotus feet of the most ecstatic Panchatattva that you'll ever see. Many years ago, I saw from the same bowl these wonderful Panchatattva in the old Leicester Temple. And when I first came into the temple room, I was banging my obeisances and I thought, it's Krishna and the Cowherd Boys dancing. And as I got down, I suddenly noticed one of these Cowherd Boys has got a beard. So I came back up and I saw that it's actually Panchatattva. So these are the most ecstatic deities of Panchatattva. So it's very ecstatic to be here at their lotus feet, at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, and be with here all the devotees of Dublin Yatra. And actually, half of my ancestry is also Irish. I'm a combination of Italian Catholic and Irish Protestant. And all Brishbasi. So anyway, this evening we're going to take you to Vrindavan without ticket, without reservation, no security check, no vaccination. And first step to get us to Vrindavan is to get the mercy of the Guru or spiritual master. Because we can't make any solid advancement in spiritual life without the mercy of spiritual master. In fact, Krishna told by his old lotus mouth. What is that? Tadvidi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshana. Just try to learn the truth by approaching the wise and bona fide spiritual master. And what does he say? Pariprasnena. Prasna means question. But he says pariprasnena, all the questions you can think of. Because we should get all our, we don't require blind following. Get all your questions. Get all your doubts satisfied. We shouldn't be afraid of doubts. Doubts are actually the food for our faith. Because if we have some doubt and we approach spiritual master or a senior devotee and he satisfies our doubt, then our faith will grow. So doubt is actually food for our faith. Don't be afraid. And pariprasnena sevaya. Not that we come, we ask so many questions from the Guru, and then we say, Tata, see you later. Out of gratitude, then we want to render some service. Then the circuit is complete. We receive knowledge and we render service, then circuit is complete. Just like if we study this light bulb, there's one line coming from the powerhouse and one line going back. When we flip the switch and break the circuit, then one line is cut and the light goes off. When we flip the switch and complete the circuit, then the light comes on. Same way, we ask questions, we render service to the spiritual master, then bing, we become enlightened. So we have very beautiful bhajan by Srila Narottam Das Thakur. There's no cushion for the back by any chance? Oh, a couple of those, yeah.
Enough?
Yeah, perfect. So, if you're having your device here, you can look up E Baro Karuna Koro Vaishnava Gosai. E Baro Karuna Koro Vaishnava Gosai. E Baro Karuna Vaishnava Patita Pavana Toma Bina Ke Hona Kaharane Kate Gele Papa Dure Jai Emanadayala Prabhu Giva Kotapa Gangara Parasha Hele Paschate Pavan Darshane Pavitra Koro Eto Maragu Darshane Pavitra Koro Eto Maragu Haristane Aparade Hare Hare Nam Tomastane apa Radhe nahi paritra. Tomara hridoye sada Govinda Vishra. Tomara hridoye sada Govinda Vishra. Govinda kahena Mora Vaishnava para. Govinda Govinda Mora Vaishnava para. Prati janme kori asha charane raduri. Narotame koro daya apnara boli. Narotame koro daya apnara boli. Ebara koruna koro Vaishnava Gosai. Patita Pavana Toma Vina Kiona. Jaya Vaishnava Gosai, Jaya Vaishnava Gosai, Jaya Vaishnava Gosai, Jaya Vaishnava Gosai. Jaya Vaishnava Gosai, Jaya Vaishnava Gosai, Jaya Vaishnava Gosai, Jaya Vaishnava Gosai. Vaishnava Gosai, Srila Prabhupada ki. So Narottam Das says, E baro karuna koro Vaishnava Gosai. Actual word is Goswami, but out of affection, in Bengali we say Gosai. Oh Vaishnav Gosai, E baro, this time. Karuna koro. Karuna means compassion. Be compassionate upon me. Patita pavana toma bina kegonai. Like you, there is no one who can purify the fallen souls. Patit means ourselves. Narottam is taking our position. This is a Sanskrit word. Patit means fallen. And pavana means to purify. So, like the Vaishnava, there's no one who can purify the fallen souls. In fact, he says, Kahara nikate gele papa dure jai. If we just go close, nikat means close, just like we sing every evening for Panchatattva. Nikate Advaita Srini, the nearby is Advaita and Srinivas. So nikat means close. If we go close to the Vaishnava, pa means sin. And dur means far. Papa Dudita. We go close to the Vaishnava and all our sins go very dur, far away. All the way to the farthest forest of Braj in South Africa, Durban. But Narottam gives one warning. He says, what is that line? Haristani aparadi, tari harinam. Stan means place. So he says, Haristani, in other words, if we make offense to the Lord, tari harinam, that holy name will deliver us. Just like we read in Nectar Devotion all about the 64 or 32, what is it, something, items of devotional service, offenses to the deities. But even if you make any of those offenses or all of them, Harinam, Tare Harinam, that holy name will deliver you. Lord, He can forgive easily offense to Himself. Haristani Aparadi, Tare Harinam. Thomasani, he's talking about the Vaishnava. Thomasani, if I make aparad to you, nahi paritran. Just like we remember from Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, pritranaya sadhunam. But there's no pritranaya for you. We have to be very careful. We can make lots of advancement by associating with the Vaishnava and by serving Vaishnava, but if we make offense, that is a big problem. I translated one book called Madhurya Kadambini by Srila Viswanath Chakravarti Thakur. And he explains that if we commit offense to the Vaishnava, we can't think that there's so many verses about the power of the holy name, that so many sins you can't commit that can't be destroyed by once chanting the holy name, and one can cross over this ocean of material existence by once chanting. We can't take advantage of those things that I committed offense, so I'll just chant the holy name and become free. No. Then your Vaishnava aparad becomes Nama aparad. We have to go to that Vaishnava that we offended and beg forgiveness. Sometimes if he somehow he's very angry, then we may have to render some service. And Viswanath Chakravarti Thakur says, we can't think, he got angry. What kind of Vaishnava is he anyway? Krishna, by his own mouth, he said in Bhagavad Gita, Api chet sudaracharo bhajate mamananyabha sadur eva samantavya. He says, Acharya, just like we go to Vrindavan, try to learn a little bit of Vaishnava etiquette, behavior. But even if someone is durachar, we just heard dura means you're way off the mark, durachar. And here he says even sudurachar, very badly behaved. But Ananya Bhakt, he's my very strict devotee. He doesn't worship any Devi Devata. He's just fixed on Krishna. Sadhur eva samantavya. Eva is a very small Sanskrit word, but when you put it on the end of any word, it puts power on that word. You must accept him. And mantavya is in imperative tense. You have to accept him as sadhu. He may be misbehaved now, but the next line Krishna says, Shipram bhavati dharmama. Very soon he'll become dharmama. So, just like one time, two men were walking on the bank of the Ganga. And there was one very, very dirty man. He was taking his bath. And his friend says, look at that dirty man. And the other friend says, he's taking his bath. Why are you criticizing? So he's an Anya Bhakta of Krishna. Gradually he'll become purified. So we have to render service to that devotee. We cannot simply sneak out and just chant the holy name and we'll be saved. No, we have to render service to the devotee. So he also, so many wonderful qualities of the Vaishnava are described here, but he gives this warning also for us. So, there's a pastime, we were just remembering yesterday, one beautiful pastime that happened in England. Unfortunately, we heard Prabhupada never came to Ireland, but he came to, the British Isles. So at that time, they were building the Buri Place temple. And so because nothing was ready, they were working on it. So John Lennon had invited Prabhupada and the devotees to stay at his place, Tittenhurst Estate. So they were staying there. And one day, the manuscript for Krishna book came. We all know Krishna books. It's one of our favorite books. Huh? But you don't know how it came about. So Prabhupada was very excited, and he was looking through the manuscript, and he was very excited. But they also sent the estimate how much it was going to cost to print. It was about $20,000. And nowadays, $20,000, that's just an electric bill. But those days, $20,000, that meant, you know, that was way back in the 60s. That meant a lot of money. It's like saying it's going to cost $200,000. And they say, where are we going to come up with that money? And everybody was making suggestions, and they couldn't figure out. And then Prabhupada looked at Shyam Sundar, because we know Shyam Sundar, everybody here is very indebted to Shyam Sundar and Malati and Guru Das and Jamuna, because they brought Krishna consciousness to our British Isles here. So Shyam Sundar, Prabhupada looked at Shyam Sundar, he said, why don't you ask your friend George Harrison to give it? And Shyam Sundar said, but Prabhupada, you don't understand. I've never asked him for anything, you know. Whatever he's given by his own desire, you know. I never ask him for anything. No, you can ask him. But you don't understand, you know, everything, you know, he bought the beams for the Buri Place temple, because Shyam Sundar carved these big redwood beams. And tomorrow we're going to, with, I can't remember, he was the poet laureate of England at that time. Not, sculptor laureate. And I can't remember his name. But they were going to pick out the marble that, you know, George Harrison just volunteered, the marble for the altar, and George Harrison just volunteered. Prabhupada said, no, you can ask. He said, no, I never, if I ask him for anything, then I'm just like everybody else after his money. I've just given him Krishna consciousness. I never asked him for anything. No, Krishna will help you. Anyhow, Shyam Sundar couldn't convince Prabhupada. This was a bad idea. So that poet laureate came, the sculptor laureate came, and he and Shyam Sundar and George Harrison, they went around to all the marble markets, and they found out the marble that they wanted. They gave the design, they made the contract, gave the deposit. Then they went back for George Harrison's house to take Prasad. And somehow they were busy all day, so he couldn't find any way to ask the question. And then during Prasad, it just didn't feel right to ask the question. And now they went to John Lennon's drawing room. No, they went to George. Actually, they went to George Harrison. It was George Harrison's drawing room. Now this must be something specifically British, because we don't have drawing rooms in America. All I know is you don't draw there. But and he realized, this is it. After this, everybody goes home, and I didn't ask. Then all of a sudden, bing! He got a brilliant idea. I'll make Prabhupada the bad guy. You know in politics how to make someone else the bad guy? I'll teach you right now. He said, hey George, the manuscript for Krishna book came. And George his face became bright. He said, oh yeah? He said, Prabhupada's really excited to get it printed. He says, yeah? And he said, and Prabhupada asked me to ask you. That's how you make somebody else the bad guy. Prabhupada asked me to ask you if you could donate for the printing. And George Harrison's face got a little dull. He said, how much is it? And Samson said, $20,000. Right at that moment, a lightning bolt either landed right outside the house or right on top of the house, because the flash and the thunder were simultaneous. Huh? And lights went blink, 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 lights blinked out. And the windows, they were old British house, so the windows, the putty was loose, so the glass was rattling, and light, they were in complete darkness. And some said, I told Prabhupada, this is not a good idea. I worked so hard to establish this relationship. Now it's finished. He couldn't understand this. I don't know what to do, And all of a sudden, blink, 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 lights came on. And George Harrison was sitting there with a smile from ear to ear. And he said, well, after that, how can I refuse? So we got Krishna book printed. That's how Krishna book came. Because whenever the Guru gives some instruction, he gives the mercy to be able to carry out that instruction. Just like he said, no, Krishna will help you. So these are some pastimes of Prabhupada in this area. So, just to take us to Vrindavan, there's a very nice song.
You're singing something from Mahaprabhu, this is Panchatattva.
Okay.
Sing Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, that one.
Why not Sundaralala?
Sundaralala.
Huh?
Yes.
Everybody likes Sundaralala. So after we get mercy of the spiritual master, then we will get mercy of Panchatattva. Then we can go to Radha and Krishna. So if you got your device, you can look up Sundaralala. Some places it's Sundarabala, but the Hindi that I have says Sundaralala. Sundaralala Sachidulala Najata Sri Hari Kirtana Me. Sundaralala Sachidulala Nachata Sri Hari Kirtana Me. Balle Chandana Tilaka Manohara Alaka Shobhe Kapolana Me. Balle Chandana Tilaka Manohara Alaka Shobhe Kapolana Me. Mola Sundaralala Satirulala Nakata Sri Hari Kirtana Me. Bolo Sundaralala Satirulala Nakata Sri Hari Kirtana Me. Shire Juda Darshani Rale Vanapula Mala Iya Pardole. Shire Juda Darshani Rale Vanapula Mala Iya Pardole. Pahirna Pita Patambara Shobhe Nupura Runu Junu Charanana Me. Pahirna Pita Patambara Shobhe Nupura Runu Junu Charanana Me. Bala Sundaralala Satirulala Najata Sri Hari Kirtana Me. Bala Sundaralala Satirulala Najata Sri Hari Kirtana Me. Radha Krishna Ekatanu He Nirvana Maje Bansi bajave, Radha Krishna ekatayu hai. Nirvana maje Bansi bajave, Visvarupa ki Prabhu ji sahi, Avata prakatai Nadiya mein. Visvarupa ki Prabhu ji sahi, Avata prakatai Nadiya. Bolo Sundara Lala, Sadiru Lala, Natata Sri Hari Kirtana mein. Koi gavat hai Radha Krishna naam, Koi gavat hai Hari Gunagan. Koi gavat hai Radha Krishna naam, Koi gavat hai Hari Gunagan. Mridanga tala madura rasala, bajata hai koi rangana mein. Mridanga tala madura rasala, bajata hai koi. Bolo Sundara Lala, Sadiru Lala, Natata Sri Hari Kirtana mein. Bolo Sundara Lala, Sadiru Lala, Natata Sri Hari Kirtana mein. Bolo Natata Sri Hari Kirtan mein. Bolo Natata Sri Hari Kirtan mein. Sri Hari Kirtan. Bolo Sri Sachinandana Gaur Hari Bol. Sundara Lala, Sachidu Lala, Nachata Sri Hari Kirtan mein. So, those of you from India, you know the meaning of the word Sundar. But those of not from, you know Sundar? Sundar means beautiful. Krashiva. I don't know what you say in Ukrainian, but so 500 years ago when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, he was very, very beautiful. But he was not Sham Sundar like our deities in Vrindavan or Sham Sundar. He was
Gaura.
He was
Gaura.
Gaur Sundar. He was Gaur Sundar. He's very beautiful golden complexion. Sundar Lala. In Braj, when we want to call a little boy, then we say, "Oh Lala, Aja Lala, come here Lala." We want to call a little girl, we say, "Oh Lali, come here Lali, Aja Lali." So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was very, very Sundar. Little boy, Sundara Lala. And whose little boy? Sachidu Lala. Just like we call Krishna Yasoda Nandan or Yasoda Dulala. So 500 years ago when Mahaprabhu appeared, his mother's name was Sachi Mata. So we say Sachi Nandan or Sachi Dulala. And he was born underneath a neem tree. We've been seeing so many beautiful trees in your Ireland, but we didn't see any neem trees yet. But even we saw neem trees in Dubai. Here we haven't seen any neem trees. So when Sita Thakurani, the wife of Lord Advaita, came to see the newborn child, she suggested the name Nimai. And Mahaprabhu's father's name was was? Jagannath Mishra. Mishra means Brahmin. So he became known as Nimai Pandit. What name? Nimai Pandit. So Sundaralala Sachidulala. And he was born on the Falgun Purnima night. That we also know nowadays, we know many years known as Holy Purnima, and now because of Sriman Mahaprabhu's appearance, we call it Gaur Purnima. But 530 odd years ago, when that Falgun Purnima came, there was moon eclipse. There was moon eclipse. Now, why on the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there moon eclipse? Because we've heard that moon eclipse is a very inauspicious thing. Solar eclipse, moon eclipse, all these things are very inauspicious. But especially in Bengal, when there's moon eclipse, everybody goes down to the bank of the Ganga and they take bath and they chant very loudly, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So just at that time, when the whole world was roaring with the holy name, little Nimai made his appearance, just to indicate what is his future mission. But I heard in one lecture, Prabhupada explained, there's another meaning why there was moon eclipse that night. Because what do we call the moon in Sanskrit?
Chandra.
Chandra. So, and Lord Chaitanya's another name is Gaura Chandra, the golden moon. So Prabhupada explained that ordinary Chandra was thinking, when such a beautiful Gaura Chandra is appearing, what is the use of this ordinary moon? He hid his face out of shame. He hid his face. And we find that in Chaitanya Charitamrita there's one verse, it says, Akalanka Gaura Chandra Dila Darasana, Sakalanka Chandra Ki Prayojana. It said Akalank. Kalank means spotted, dirty. Akalank. But now we put A in front of it, just like we have Sura and Asura, So Akalank, spotless. That spotless Gaura Chandra, Dila Darasan, he's appearing. So Sakalank, Sa means with. Sakalank, that spotted moon, Ki Prayojana, what's the use of that spotted moon? So he was born on the Falgun Purnima, underneath a lunar eclipse. So Sundaralala Sachidulala Nachata. He's always dancing, just like we see. So I explained the first time I saw this Panchatattva, I thought there was Krishna and the cowherd boys, that I saw one cowherd boy has a beard. No. So they're dancing. He was always dancing. Actually, in Sanskrit, the word for dancing is nata, which is very, this is a hard Sanskrit word, nata. Which is like Lord Shiva is known as Nataraj. But our Brijbhasa language is, because this song is in Brijbhasa, it's not in Bengali, it's strange, because all songs about Lord Chaitanya, this is in Brijbhasa. So our Brijbhasa language is very soft language. So we don't say nat, we say nach, nachata. And where he's dancing, what's the famous hotel in Dublin? Anyway, he's not in the Hilton Hotel, not in the disco dance club. Nachata Sri Hari Kirtan. He's always dancing in Sri Hari Kirtan. Because in Hindi, instead of having prepositions, we have postpositions. We say Nachata Sri Hari Kirtan me. He's dancing Sri Hari Kirtan in. So he's always dancing in Sri Hari Kirtan. Because this Kirtan is the recommended process for God realization in this age. Just like we know there's one verse in the Brihad Nardi Purana, Harinama Harinana, Harinama Ev Kevalam, Kalu Nasteva 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 Gati. So 3 times it repeats, Harinam, Harinam, Harinam. Prabhupada said when repetition is there in Sanskrit, it means emphasis. So 3 times chanting the holy name, chanting the holy name, chanting the holy name. Then Nasteva, 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 Gatiranyata. Nasteva means there's no other way, there's no other way, there's no other way. Not through Gyan, not through Yoga, not through Karma. So somebody will say, oh, this is very narrow-minded. The Harinam is the only way. But there's a small word there. It says Kalua. In this Kali Yuga. Just like we go to if we're sick, do we go to the medical shop and say, I'm sick, give me some medicine? What medicine you want? Well, it's all nice medicine. Give me anything. We don't do that, do we? We go to the doctor, he finds out what disease we have, and he gives us the medicine that's good for our disease, adequate for our disease. Just like, we don't have any little children here to ask, huh? But little children, they don't like medicine at all. If someone is here, I usually ask them. So what do? They put sugar on it. So they'll take it. So suppose I'm suffering from diabetes. That medicine will be poison for me. It's a good medicine, recommended by doctors, approved by the government, but for me it's poison. So we need the medicine adequate for our disease. So this little tiny word is there, Kulua. In this Kali Yuga, this is the most effective medicine, is chanting the holy name. Very loudly and very enthusiastically. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So once we get mercy of spiritual master and Lord Chaitanya and his associates, then we can go to Vrindavan. So to take us to Vrindavan, we have very nice verse, very nice bhajan, one of Prabhupada's favorite bhajans. Okay, here it is. My goodness. So if you're looking on your devices, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan. Shri Govinda Gopi Nata Madana Mohan. Shri Govinda Gopi Nata Madana Mohan. Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan. Kalindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mahava. Keshigata Vamsi Vata Vadasakana. Jasabalila Koilo Sri Nandana Sri Nanda Jasoda Jaya Jaya Gopaga Sri Nanda Jasoda Jaya Jaya Gopaga Sri Ramari Jaya Jaya Deena Bhandu Bhanu Jaya Kirtida Sundari Jaya Vrindavan Jaya Kirtida Sundari Jaya Jaya Krishna Sakabhatudvi Jaya Purnamasi Jaya Abhiranagari Jaya Purnamasi Jaya Abhiranagari Jaya Jaya Gopishvara Vrindavan Jaya Gopishvara Vrindavan Jaya Jaya Krishna Sakabhatudvi Jara Jaya Rohini Nanda Jaya Rama Jaya Rohini Nanda Jaya Jaya Vrindavana Basi Jata Jaya Dvijaparni Jaya Naga Kanyaga Jaya Dvijaparni Jaya Naga Kanyaga Bhakti Tejahara Koilo Govinda Chara Rasa Mandala Jaya Jaya Radha Jaya Jaya Rasa Leela Sarva Manora Jaya Jaya Jwala Rasa Sarva Rasa Jaya Jaya Parakiya bhave jahan brajete pracha. Janava pada padma Koriya smara Janava pada padma Deena Krishna dasa Kohe nama sankirtan. Jayo Radhe, Jayo Krishna, Jayo Vrindavan. Jayo Vrindavan. Sri Govinda Gopi Nada Vrindavan Nam Jaya 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 Vrindavan Nam Vrindavan Nam Jaya Vrindavan Nam Jaya Vrindavan Nam Jaya Vrindavan Nam Bolo Sri Brajabhumi Vrindavan Nam Ki Jai Jai Sri Radhe. So whenever we're outside of Vrindavan, we like to sing this song to remember Vrindavan. And if you come to Vrindavan, then we'll sit in some nice place under the desire trees of Braj and sing this song. It's got a special flavor. But after you come back here to Dublin, then when you sing this song, you'll see all these places coming like slideshow in the heart. Bing, 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 bing. So here there's one verse, Jaya Nanda Yasoda Jaya, Jaya Mahavan. Srinamadi Jaya, Jaya Denu Vatsa Gan. So Vats we know means calf. So before Krishna was Gopal, he was Vatsapal. He was taking care of all the calves. And but one time after he lifted the Govardhan hill, then all the cowherd boys were teasing him too much. Because little boys, they like to tease too much. They said, oh, you're a big man, you lifted a whole hill, and you're just taking out the calves, you're not taking out the cows? So they were teasing him too much. What kind of big man are you, just taking out the calves? So, the next morning, he didn't want to get up. He was hiding under his covers. And Mother Yasoda came, Lala, come on, time to wake up. Come on, Lala, get up, Lala. What's the matter, Lala? You have a toothache? You have a toothache in your stomach? You have a toothache in your head? Anyway, the mothers, they're very expert to somehow get the things out of the children. So he explained to her what was going on. And then she went to Nanda Baba. And Nanda Baba said, well, today's a very auspicious day. It's today's Gopastami. So this is a very special day to offer the cows to Krishna. So they made some special, Mother Yasoda, she made some special program, festival.
Little down, Baba. It's getting the air. Little down from your lips.
So Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So, because in our Vedic culture, whenever there's some change in the life, we have some festival of some sort. Just like, first thing is, what do you call that? Garbhadan Sanskar, that begins everything. Then there's
Hair cutting?
no, cutting the,
Umbrella for cow.
what do you call that? Jatakarna Sanskar. You know, and Namkaran Sanskar, so many different Sanskars. Just like for birthday, you know, we have some festival. Those from Indian descent, you can remember, if you ask your grandfather what they did, mother would call all the pundits, they would do some Havan, they would do some Gita Pad or Ramayan Pad, they'd have some Nam Sankirtan, some Prasad distribution. And now what do? Happy birthday to you. But because Prabhupada has spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, now people are calling us for their birthday parties, and we do Nam Sankirtan and Krishna Katha and Prasad distribution, all by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So Mahamaya Yasoda made some function. In that function, she gave Krishna some wooden shoes and an umbrella. And Krishna said, Maya, what is this shoe and what is this umbrella? And she said, Lala, now you're going out far in the forest. There may be so many thorns, there may be so many stones. You'll need shoes. And the sun may be very, very hot. It may rain. You'll need umbrella. And Lala said, and Maya, for my cows, you're going to give shoe and umbrella for my cows? And Mother Yasoda said, Lala, why should I give shoe and umbrella to your cows? You don't know, Maya? Cow is very sacred. Cow is very sacred, Lala? Yes, Maya. Just like I live in the hearts of all of my devotees, all the demigods live in the body of the cows. And Mother Yasoda said, it may be sacred, but where am I going to get so many shoes for your... Because Nanda Baba has 9 lakhs of cows, you know. Where am I going to get so many shoes for your cows? Who's going to carry... Your cow can't carry umbrella. Who's going to carry umbrella? I'm not giving any shoe and umbrella for your cow. Then Lala said, all right, then you keep this shoe and umbrella with you. If my cow is going barefoot, then I'm going barefoot. If my cow is going without umbrella, then I'm going without umbrella. So Krishna, he walked all over this dust of Braj barefoot. It is mixed with the lotus foot dust of Sri Krishna. We're very anxious to get some of that dust. And Sanatana Goswami, in his Tika about this pastime, he describes that when the cows heard that Krishna is going barefoot because of them, they went in the night with their hard hooves and smashed all the rocks and stones into dust, very soft, soft dust. Actually, we beg for those paths on Brajmandal Prikrama, because now they're paving everything over. But still we find some very soft paths, just like sometimes I take the devotees from Java to Terkadam and we walk on. I make them, everybody, you have to take off your shoes, and we walk, everybody relishes so much. So, because this dust is mixed with Krishna's lotus foot dust. And some places that dust is chandan colored, some places it's saffron colored, sometimes like red's chandan. And there's one place, if you go to Unchegaon, the village of Lalita Saki, but instead of going to Unchegaon, you go the other way, then you come to a place, and there, I call it the Johnson & Johnson baby powder brush. It is so soft, you can't believe it. Whenever I take Radhanath Swami there, he always wears a mask. Because you see on the outside of the bottle, it says for, external use only. So soft dust is there. So then, after Gopastami, Krishna began to take care of the cows. And that means he would go a little far. So there's one place a little far from Nandagam called Ter Kadam. This is the favorite place of Krishna herding the cows. And it's a very beautiful place. If you go there, now you'll see Vrindavan town looks more like your Dublin. Then Van means forest. It's supposed to be forest. But if you go to Terkadam, you'll see the forest as it is, nice pilu trees and dungar trees. And in fact, we just sit under the dungar trees there. There's a beautiful place of Rupa Goswami's Bhajan Stali. If you say Bhajan Kutir, then Terkadam Baba will get very angry with you. Not like you living in a big house with this AC. He was living under the trees. This is Bhajan Stali, not Bhajan Kuti. So we sit under the trees, and there's beautiful dungar trees. They grow like this, not like your trees here. I see they're all growing like this, but our dungar trees go like this. Beautiful kunjas are there. We sit there, and he has nice deities of Krishna Balarama there. You see the forest of Vrindavan, like his little kund is there. So this is his favorite place, and it's called Ter Kadam. Because in Brijbasa language, Ter means to call. So just like Krishna goes there with his friends, herding the cows, and then he sees that not everybody's there. So Krishna's got a very special mobile phone. It's just like you have 10 numbers, because he only has 8 numbers, and 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So he plays on his mobile phone, and he calls all the cowherd boys. Oh, Sudama, Sridama, Stoka Krishna, Barumango, please come, arrange for playing and herding the cows. And all the cowherd boys, they call out, we're coming, we're coming. And even Terkadamba, he learned Russian. Idu, Idu. So all the cowherd boys come there and they play. In the soft sand, they're dancing. In the kund, they're swimming. And having grand old time there. Then about noontime, they all become hungry. Because they hung their lunch bags in the kunj. This is Krishna's fridge. Because the leaves, when they evaporate water, that causes cooling. So this is a very cool place here in the kunj, So they hang there, that's Krishna's fridge. So all the cowherd boys come and get their lunch bags, and but they see that Krishna's not there. He's somewhere in the forest. But nobody can take prasadam unless Krishna comes. So the cowherd boys, they don't have mobile phone. They have their own echo sound voice. And they all call, "Oh Krishna!
Oh Krishna!
Come here, we're all hungry!
Come here, we're all hungry!
Come take your lunch.
Come take your lunch.
And Krishna calls out, Idu, Idu, I'm coming. So Krishna comes there and he sits down. And all the cowherd boys sit around Krishna. They surround him. And everybody's facing towards Krishna. And everybody sees an amazing thing. If they're in front or back or side or this side, everybody sees that Krishna is looking at them and nobody else. And they're all nicely taking their lunch. And Madhubangal, he comes to Krishna and he says, "Oh Kanaya, just see what nice laddu my Maya made." And he takes a bite of his laddu and he gives it to Krishna. I don't know if we have, Namhata classes or Bhakta classes here, but I'm sure you didn't learn that you take a bite of your laddu and you give it to your friend. Did you learn that But this is Braj. That's why it's so difficult to understand. Braj Leela is very sweet and very confidential. Even Lord Brahma, we heard about, he got the same thing. He got bewildered. He said, he saw the cowherd boys eating their laddus and giving to Krishna. Krishna take a bite of his laddu, giving to the cowherd boys, and he got confused. Ye Bhagwan hai, ye gwal ka bana hui Bhagwan. This is Bhagwan, or this is some made by the cowherd boys Bhagwan. So Braj Leela is very sweet. And Krishna takes bite of his laddu. Just see what laddu my Maya Yasoda made. So it's going on like this, and but Krishna is only half full. Because to be full, he needs makan, butter. But butter's not available in the forest. Butter's there in the village. Every day the gopis are churning the butter. And they're all praying that Krishna will come. We call him Makan Chor, but they want him to come and take their butter. But now he's in the forest. There's no butter in the forest. But Krishna's only half full. So he plays on his flute, calls on his mobile phone, "Oh Lalita Visakha Chitra Chambaka, please come and bring some butter." And all the gopis, they call out, "Idu, Idu, I'm coming, I'm coming." So they all come in the forest. But Krishna is hiding somewhere in the forest. They can't see him. But they're looking, like this. Like Bankini Hari Darshan. Oh, there's Kamalini. There's Arta Bandhu. Oh, there's Premarnava. So then they open up and they call out, "Oh Krishna! Oh Krishna! Come get your butter! Come get your butter!" And Krishna calls, "Idu, Idu, I'm coming." So this is many of the reasons why it's called Terkadam, calling. So the gopis come there, they have their pots of butter, but there's no facility for Krishna to eat. So the kadamba tree is just like a hand. It's flat like this and shaped just like a hand. But sometimes they make cups like this. If you go to Terkadam and you ask the Baba, Terkadam Baba, he has some dried ones where they made a little cup like this. So all the kadamba trees make these cups, and the Krishna eats very nicely his butter. Then in the late afternoon, it's time for all the cows to come home. In fact, that time of the day when we do that 4 o'clock or 4:30 arti, that is called Go Duli. Go means cow, and Duli means dust. because that time of the day the cows are coming home. So they're kicking up the dust and it forms a cloud called Goduli. So Nanda Maharaj and all the Brishvasis know Krishna is coming home. So Krishna knows that now it's time to call all the cows to go home. So he climbs up the Kadamba tree and he plays on his flute, and all the cows, their ears are like this. But as soon as Krishna plays the flute, whoop, their ears go up like this to catch all that nectar. And when their ears are filled to the top, it doesn't overflow from the top, it overflows from here. And the cows come running with their feet forward and backwards, and then together, and forwards and backwards, and then together, and all the cows go and they all come running to Terkadam. And then Krishna, he knows all of the cows because according to their color they have their names. Just like the white cows are called Safedi and Sweta, just like in Russian we have Svetlana. So Sweta means white, just like Sweta Dweep. Sweta, Safedi, Chandani, moonbeam, Chandrika, or Chandani is moonlight, Chandrika, moonbeam, or Hamsika, swan, or Motika, Moti means pearl, and then the yellow cows are Gauri, and Pitambari, and Pingali, and Pili, Pili, and Ganga, Giriraj Sutta. There's another name for Ganga, Giriraj Sutta, the daughter of the mountains. So because Ganga, anybody been to Prayag? So you've seen that Ganga's coming from this side. She's very golden color. And Jamuna's coming from this side, very deep blue color. And right at the Sangam, you can actually see the waters mixing. So Ganga is very light color. So she's in Ganga, she's in the light colored cows. Then there's the black cows. Kali, but the Brishvasis, they mix their R's and L's around. So they say Kali, and Shamala, Shamangi, Krishangi, all these nice names. Kalindi, Jamune, because we just heard Jamuna, she's very deep color. So Jamune and Kalindi, they're in the black cows. Then there's the reddish cows. Lali, Kumkumi, Sundari, and Saraswati. We don't see the Saraswati river anymore, but from Shastra we learn that she used to flow with a reddish color. So Saraswati's in the reddish cows. Saraswati. So Krishna knows all the 9 lakhs of cows by their names. So he looks to see, and he has a special japa mala, just like we've got our tulsi mala. Krishna's got 108 jewels. And we're chanting names of God. Krishna's chanting cows. And he touches the leader of each group, because there's 108 groups of cows. First of all, there's 4, we just heard the 4 major groups. Then there's some special cows. And those 4 major groups are divided into 50 subgroups. So 4 times 50 is 100. Then there's the chandan colored cows, and the spotted cows, and the smoke colored cows, and one cow called Mridanga Mukhi, face like a Mridanga. Another cow, I still want to see that cow, Mridanga Mukhi. Then there's another cow, Shringamukhi, means lion, face like a lion. I'm not sure I went to see that cow. Like this, there's 8 special cows, 8 groups of special cows. So Krishna, he touches the nose of the leader of each group, 108 jewels. He counts like this. And then he sees if all the cows are gone. If anybody's missing, then he goes back up into the tree and he calls that cow by her name. Huh? Can you imagine Krishna calling your name by his own lotus mouth? Huh? O Manu, O Vaishnav Tosani, Premardava, Kamalini. Imagine Krishna calling your name by his own lotus mouth. How much nectar that would be. But because some of the cows, they're very clever. They know that if they heard Krishna's flute, they know they're supposed to come. But if they don't come, then they know Krishna will climb in the kadamba tree and call them by name. Just imagine Krishna calling your name by his own lotus mouth. Then those cows also come running to Tirkadam. Like this is a very, very beautiful place. How much time we have? What time is this? Because this is also the bhajan place. Don't say bhajan kutir, Baba will get angry. This is the bhajan place of Srila Rupa Goswami. He has many places he did bhajan, but this is one of his favorite places. And we've heard that here he wrote many, many books. Just like Lalita Madhav and Vidagna Madhav. Actually, we know he started it in Puri, but on the way to Puri, he stopped in Satyabhamapur, and she told him, "You don't take Krishna out of Braj." So he had to divide his play into Vidagna Madhav about Braj and Lalita Madhav about Dwarka Leela. So he started in Puri, but from our acharyas we understand that he finished it in Tirkadam. And Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion. Because the end of the book, he doesn't say directly, but he gives hint. He says, it is the such and such day of the such and such half of such and such month in such and such year, and I'm sitting under a kadamba tree and finishing this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So he gives hint. He says, I'm sitting under a kadamba tree. So most authorities and acharyas believe this is where he finished Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And there's many, many interesting pastimes of him. Because one time, because Sanatana Goswami was nearby at Pavan Sarovar. And he had his bhajan kutir there. And one day, Rupa Goswami was thinking that I'd like to offer something nice to my brother. But he's out in you go to Tirkadam, you see it's out in the middle of the forest, very far from the village. Nothing is there. There's no MBT or Govindas or no place to buy anything nice, But he was thinking like that within his heart. And all of a sudden, some little cowherd girl appeared. Because if you go there, you'll see there's a shrine. Inside that shrine is a beautiful painting. You'll see Rupa Goswami writing his books, not on an iPad, on a leaf pad. And behind him, you'll see a little golden girl carrying a pot. So this beautiful little gopi girl came, said, Baba, I brought some sweet rice. There was a wedding today in the village, and there was some sweet rice left over, so my mata told me to give it to some Baba doing bhajan in the forest. So she put that pot in Rupa Goswami's hand, said, please take this. And especially our village girls, the Indian girls, they're very, very, very shy. So she's all alone in the forest, some strange Baba. She just put that pot in his hand and ding, 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 ding. She ran back to Nandagal. And Rupa Goswami thought, oh, look at this nice sweet rice. Huh? I'm going to offer this to my older brother Sanatan. And he took this sweet rice to Sanatan. And Sanatana Goswami looked, he said, where you got this sweet rice? He knows, he's staying there in Terkadam, there's nothing there, you know. He saw one little gopi girl came, so sweet and golden color and beautiful lotus petal eyes. Huh? And she gave it to me. She said there was a wedding today in the village. Sanatana Goswami, there's no wedding today in the village. Because Sanatana Goswami, we sing that nice prayer, Dira, Dira. He was friends to the grave, you know, and the rascals. Adira. Gentle and the ruffians. He was dear to everyone. Because he would come to some village and all the young boys would run out and they would touch his feet and say, oh, Baba Gosai has come, Baba Gosai has come. And those who were his equals, they would embrace him. Where have you been for so long? Those who were older, when you come into the village, they pat him on the head, oh, my dear son, why have you been away for so long? And Sanatana Goswami would sit with them, and he was the prime minister of Nawab Sain Shah. He's very intelligent. And even in tiny village, people can't live peacefully. So much politics is there. So Sanatana Goswami, he would work out all the different problems, and he would hear all the news that so-and-so died, so-and-so had a baby, so-and-so built a new house, so-and-so plowed his field. And Sanatana Goswami would give them, the next season you plant this, that season you do this. He would give advice like that. Then in the evening, there would always be Krishna Katha and Nam Sankirtan. So he was very, very dear to the village. When he would leave, then the older says, oh, Lala, why are you going away? Those who were equal, they would embrace him. Oh, my brother, please don't go. Those who were younger said, oh, Chacha, please don't go away. And they would follow him out of the village. He would have to bring them all back. So he knows everything that goes on in the village. There's no wedding today. What did this girl look like? Oh, she was very soft golden color, and she had beautiful lotus petal eyes, and she was so delicately sweet, and they both suddenly realized, oh, it must have been Radharani. And they began to cry, oh no, we've taken service from Radharani. We're praying, Hare Krishna, the Radha and Krishna, let us serve you. But we've taken service from Radharani. They began to cry. And mixed with their tears, they ate this sweet rice. They even broke the pot, and Rupa Goswami kept it in pieces in his cloth, and he would take a little piece and suck on it every day. And his body would just tremble with ecstasy. Tears would come from his eyes like that. And even to this day, in the village there's a girl named Radha, and every day she brings sweet rice to Terkadam. And if you go there, Baba will give you some of this sweet rice prasadam. Such a wonderful place. I'll tell one more story, because we mentioned so many times Pavan. In Vrindavan, in Nandagam, there's a Pavan Sarovar. Pavan, as you may know, means to purify. Actually, the original name of this place was Nanda Sarovar, because for the pleasure of the Brishbasis, Nanda Maharaj excavated this beautiful kund. When the kund becomes too big, then we call it a Sarovar. So it was known as Nanda Sarovar. How it became Pavan Sarovar is a very interesting history. One time, Nandalala, he saw that Mother Yasoda was making all kind of funny bhojan, funny lunch. She wasn't making the dal, rice, chapati and sabji like usual. She was making all fried things. Samosas and puris and kachuris and little cracker-like things we call matri, all fried, save, fried noodles, all kinds of fried things. So Nandalala, he came there and said, Maya, Hare Maya, what kind of funny bhojan are you making today? Yeah, kanki bhojan banare Maya. What kind of funny bhojan is this? It said, Lala, your father, your Baba, Nanda Baba, he's going on pilgrimage. So these things are all fried in ghee. They will last for a long time, and he will eat them along the way. Because still today in India, there's people that won't eat things cooked outside the house. Of course, that's getting less and less. Otherwise, on the train, we wouldn't hear all the noise, you know. Kela, kela, banana, kela, kela, apple, apple, save, save, apple, apple, save, save, sandre, sandre, orange, orange, sandre, sandre, chai, chai. But still we see the people, they bring their little tiffins and they have all their little things in the tiffin and they eat them along the way. And Bhaiya, where's Baba going? Where's Baba going? Oh Lala, he's going to Prayag. And where is that, Bhaiya? Where is that? Oh Lala, I'm busy cooking. Huh? You go ask your Baba, because the little boys, they ask too many questions. Huh? All the mothers are laughing, they know. You go ask your Baba. So he came there, and he said, Baba, 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 kahan jayenge, Baba? Where are you going, Baba? He said, Lala, I'm going to Prayag. Acha, Baba, and where is that? Ye kahan hai, Baba? He said, that is a very sacred place where Ganga, Jamuna and Saraswati join in Sangam. When one or two or more rivers join together, then we call it Sangam. And just like you all come from different places. Somebody's from Ireland, somebody's from Bengal, somebody's from Kashmir, somebody's from Punjab, a lot of people from Gujarat, some Ukrainians, some Russians and Estonians and Latvians must be here. And we've all joined together in Bhakta Sangha. Acha Baba, but today is a very inauspicious day to start a journey. You should go tomorrow. Tomorrow is Akshay Tritiya. You see in our Vaishnav calendar, around April or May, one tithi comes, Akshay Tritiya, beginning of Chandan Yatra. So we just told that we put A on the end of it, on the beginning of anything, it makes the opposite. So Shai means to diminish. So Akshay means always increasing. So anything done on that Akshay Tritiya day will have ever increasing results. Just like people do Griha Pravesh on Akshay Tritiya day. Because everybody, they made their new house and they want to live very happily ever after. And that day is so auspicious, without even consulting the astrologer, you can do your wedding. Because everybody wants that should also be happily ever after, Akshay. And to start journey is also a very special day. So Baba, you should go tomorrow. Tomorrow's Akshay Tritiya, that's a special day. So Nanda Baba said, all right, Lala, since you're telling, I will go tomorrow. So the next day, on Akshay Tritiya day, Nanda Baba came down to Nanda Sarovar to take his bath, like he did every day. Like all of us every day before Mangalarti, we go to take our bath. So he came down to take his bath. And he saw some big fellow there, bathing in this Sarovar, and then rolling in the dust and laughing. Oh. Then bathing in this Sarovar and rolling in the dust and laughing. He never saw such a person in his Nandagaon. And Nanda Baba went there and said, Baba, who are you? And that person said, Maharaj, I'm Prayag. And Nanda Baba said, no, Prayag? There's no Prayag who lives around here. No, Baba, not from here. I'm from that holy place where Ganga, Jamuna and Saraswati join in Sangam. Acha? Is it? And why have you come here? Hare Maharaj, all the people come and put their papami, their sins, all year long. One day on this Akshay Tritiya day, I come here, I take bath in the Sarovar, and I become pavana, purified. Acha? Is it? Then he looked on the other side of the Sarovar. He saw all these beautiful ladies there. bathing in the lake. Very beautiful ladies, not like his Nandagam ladies. Nandagam ladies also beautiful, but this was a different type of beauty. Just like we see the Rajasthani ladies have a special beauty. From South India, they always like to wear the flowers in their hair, and they've got a different beauty. And the Kashmiris have a different beauty, and everyone has a different beauty. So this is different, beautiful. And wearing very beautiful saris, not like Nandagam saris. Nandagam saris is also beautiful, but this was very special, with silver thread going like this and golden thread going like this. So Nanda Maharaj went there and said, ladies, who are you? Somebody said, Ganga, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri, Kurujangala, all the sacred rivers were there. And he said, why have you come here? Hare, Baba, all year long everybody coming, putting their papanas. One day we come here on this Akshay Tritiya day, we take bath in the Sarovar, we roll in this dust of Braj, and we become pavana, purified. Acha, is it? So then Nanda Baba, he took his bath, and he went back upstairs to Nandagam. By that time Nanda Lala woke up. And he came, Baba, Baba, now you're going, Baba? Now you're going, Baba? Arey Lala, now I'm not going. Baba, why is that? Why is that, Baba? Why is that? Arey Lala, every place I wanted to go, they all came here to take bath today. Why I should take the trouble to go there? Kyun kastu take wahan jaye? So from that day, this place became known as Pavan Sarovar. Whoever takes this water on his head, he becomes Pavana, purified. It's a very beautiful place, Pavan Sarovar. So anyway, we'll put our voice to rest here, but we'll have a nice kirtan. And this kirtan this is the national anthem of Braj. Just like I'm sure the Irish have their national anthem, huh? So this is the national anthem of Braj. And this is dancing music, so you're all tired of sitting anyway for so long, so you can you stand up because you won't be able to sit down when you hear this music. You ready? Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. Shall I play the accordion or no? Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. Pavan Radhe Tero Naam, Pavan Shri Vrindavan Dham. Pavan we just heard means pure. So hey Radhe, your name is pure. And Pavana Shri Vrindavan Dham. Pavana Radhe Tero Naam, Pavana Shri Vrindavan Dham. पावन राधे तेरो नाम, पावन श्री वृंदावन धाम। जय जय राधे, जय जय श्याम, जय जय श्री वृंदावन। जय जय राधे, जय जय श्याम, जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। जय जय राधे, जय जय श्याम, जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। जय जय गोपी, जय जय ग्वाल, जय जय Sada Bihari. Now all of you know Gopi, but I bet some of you don't know Gwal. When you go to Vrindavan, the guy who drives the rickshaw, he's called a rickshaw wala.
Sunday class at 1:30. There's special kata there as well, because Deena Bhandu Prabhu has been on Govinda Dweep many times. He's actually sanctified Govinda Dweep in that sense. That's how we see it, because he's been there at the 25th anniversary, and many times before. He's done the pastime. He's gone to all the places of pastimes there in Govinda Dweep. So, as it's November, we may not be going directly out to the pastime places, but we'll be showing where they are, where you can. But also, Deena kind of makes it so alive. You will be there once you hear him talking about these places. So it's a very special occasion. Anybody who can get there, at least Sunday, would be amazing. There may be some room left there. I'm not sure if you want to stay overnight, but you can. If you contact me, I can tell you the person to contact as well, if you can get it for any of the days, or if you want to go on Sunday in the morning or something, whenever. So again, I want to thank Deena Bhandu Prabhu. When he told me about this project the other day, it was amazing, because it's the first verse in the Lilamrita. Where it says, under a jackfruit tree. That's the beginning of the whole Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. And it speaks about where Srila Prabhupada took birth. So the fact that we're going to have a 10,000-year-old memorial there, forever basically, and for us to have that opportunity to become part of it, it's amazing. It'll be great to to get involved and do some seva to Deena Bhandu, who's doing so much seva for Srila Prabhupada. Deena Bhandu Prabhu ki Jai! More. You want to say anything more? Just
No, just please come visit Vrindavan, that's all. Hare Krishna.
So with a little bit of prasad, if anyone likes to take it.
Oh yeah, nothing's...
Sugar-free,
Sugar-free, gluten-free prasad.
and it's made out of almond and walnut and oats.
Just a little piece, I don't take much at night. Okay. Where is from?
I'm from Mauritius. You actually my house 2 years ago in Mauritius. You were in Mauritius. You know where? Correct? Yeah, I remember.
I'm Irish, but I live in the soul of the temple and deities.
Mixture, Italian, Catholic, and Irish I went to the University of Notre Dame, which is fighting Irish.
And fighting in our blood. We definitely got fighting in our blood.
Mataji who made this cake second you want a babe or something, or you want to
Okay.